Last season, we managed to shock the entirety of Poland and win the top flight for the very first time in just our 6th season of the save. This season, we're expected to finish in 13th place and we're in the Champions League for the very first time. We're also going to be in the Polish Super Cup for the first time as well, which will be taking on our opponents, MacLeod, in 13 days' time. I would like to also win the Polish Cup at one point, because that's the only thing I've not won apart from the Super Cup in this entire save. We also entered the Champions League in the Champions Path playoff in the 21st of August, which means we're guaranteed at least 4.31 million. This is the round in question. If we win, we get £86,000. If we lose, we get 4.31 million. If we get to the group stage, if it's anything like last year, we'll get up £12 million to our name, which means I am absolutely going to be upgrading one of my facilities right here, right now. And I'm actually going to be improving my youth facilities. Despite the fact that my training facilities are the same, the chance to improve my youth facilities does not come up that often. And quite frankly, I feel like I need to take it anytime I can. So we're going to ask the board if we can improve our youth facilities. We'll see what they say on the matter. We're expected to reach the Champions League proper, which is kind of bold. And they want me to finish mid-table in the top flight of Poland. So after winning the league title, they only want a mid-table finish, which honestly is fine with me. We also have 4.5 million right now in the bank. So even if we were to somehow lose in the Champions playoffs, we should be fine. So who could we get in the Champions League Champions Path playoff? So we're going to go through this, and I'm going to say here now, I kind of am scared to see what we can get, because Celtic is one of the oppositions we can get in the Champions Path playoff. We could also get Apollon, Kurabag, Maccabi Tel Aviv, Red Star, PAOK, Sarajevo, and amongst other teams. Oppositions I'd rather not face, if I'm completely honest with you. There's a lot of teams in this list that could be in the Champions Path that I'd rather not face, that the New Saints I'd absolutely take on, because who wouldn't want to beat the New Saints up? Because that'd be kind of funny. We also have lower coefficient points than Lincoln Red Imps, which says a lot that that's a problem. We're in the playoffs though. They're in the first preliminary round. They're in the second one right now, but that could be fun. AAB, though, could be opposition. They have lower points than us, which is actually impressive to say the least. But, hey, shocking things have happened. I don't know who we'll get in the next phase. So, hopefully, we'll get a kind opposition. I have also been a bit busy with my backroom staff because I got the opportunity to improve a lot of things. The first person we brought in was Sergio Bassi. Now, he's unambitious, but he's a technical director, which means he's not going to be anywhere near the players. And he's got judging staff ability of 18 and negotiating skills of 11. It's kind of nice. We also brought in Alexander Helm as the performance analysis. He's better than what we had, so why not? But then we brought in this guy, Radhai Jadai. If I'm saying the name wrong, I apologize. Apparently he was Millwall's manager at one point, but is now actually retired from hands-on roles, which I don't know how that worked out either, but he was actually Hartford's athletics manager at one point, a club in the USA. So he's had a lot of experience, but look at the amount of knowledge he has anyway. Tunisia, England, Algeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Mali, Nigeria, Senegal, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. So that's a lot of experience. So yes, a lot of things, and we've managed to convince him to sign for us for just £55 a week. He could be a head of youth development, and let's be honest, he'll be pretty good at the role. He's actually a good coach, so it makes me wonder how on earth we're going to be able to convince this guy to sign for us for just £55 a week. He must be content with just retirement at this point, other than scouting. So, remarkable to get this guy on the books. It really is. We've also got a new head of performance analysis. We've also got a head performance analysis in the form of Marius Kondak. He's quite good, better than what we had. We've also brought in Rainer Enek as the recruitment analysis. We don't really recruit anyone, but it's good to have people in the role anyway, even if he's temperamental. And the last person we brought in was Marcel Maye as physio. He's not perfect, but he's still quite good, and we had options, we have spaces, so why not fill out the spaces, yeah? Omar Edwards has also just left us for Rakov. So they got relegated and they turned to him and he said yes. So while I'm missing Omar Edwards in the side now, it made sense for him to move on, and fair play, he's been given an opportunity in one of the biggest clubs in Poland. So hopefully he does well and gets promoted and we can face off against each other next year. I still haven't changed my affiliates yet. I might tinker that because we've almost got the same repetition as AAK Athens, so maybe sooner rather than later that will be taken away. In the repetition of Poland, we're now considered the 6th biggest club. The top 4 teams are all teams that fight for Europe all the time anyway, and now the top 6 are fighting for Europe consistently and winning titles and trophies. It's useful for us to have this opportunity to now be considered a top 6 club, and the fact we won the league last year and Radom won the cup last year meant that both of us went from 2.5-star teams to 3-star teams. It was actually really, really useful. In the development center, we've got a load of players that could actually jump to the first team sooner or later, and I'm excited to see what they can do. But now we're going to talk about the players that we have in the first team and we're using, and Blazinski is still first choice goalkeeper, 6'3", fairly determined, 15 aerial reach. He's not amazing. He's actually probably only a decent player for this division, but he's done well last year and he's earned the right to be starting for us again this year. So I do also have Kalowski as an option that could come in at some point if he improves, gets taller, gets better aerial reach, and is not inconsistent, which might take a while, but the option's there. Bartnik is also going to be around the team again this year. He's not really improving, and that is partly due to me not giving him first team football, but he could be a good second tier player, so maybe I need to start him this year. Or I just bring in Kamil Silka. Now, he's unambitious, he's inconsistent, but he's got potential. Maybe I send this kid out on loan and see if he gets first team football, and that helps his long-term development, because that would be useful. Right back is actually kind of simple to talk about. Misa Kroll is still the best right back of the team. There's no question about it. He hasn't really got much competition. But Marcin is a good player to have in the rings if he has an opportunity to improve. He's a second tier player, but I think could become good enough to overtake Mr. Kroll, so options are there. He has played 101 times for us and scored the 1 goal. We also got Marcin okay, and he's also a second tier player now. He is asking for more first team football, but maybe I'll send him out loan and see what we can do with that. But we also got Pietri Janik, who is very inconsistent and unambitious, so probably not going to be in the first team, but he's there anyway. He's also just 16, so it makes sense to not rush him in the first team at all. Left back is actually more complicated because of Marcel being considered a star player, but his backup is good. And I say backup because this guy actually has got quite a bit of value on him. Worth between 350,000 to 3.5 million already at the age of just 16. This kid is going to be a pain because he's already got a release clause of 1.1 million. I can see us losing him very, very quickly when he turns 17 next year. So, awkward times in that regard. He is also improving already. And then you got Jacob, who is the third left back, and yeah, he's not anywhere close to the other two, but he's spirited, so he's got that going for him. Centre-backs, we got Chichoki, who has been in the first team for a lot of his career, and actually has been a mainstay in our team since we took over. He's 29 now, so might need some improvements. He's actually considered a decent player for this division now, so hooray for that. But we have the young talent in the form of Michel. Now, okay, I'm going to say this here now. Probably not amazing, but he's 6'7", and has got a record of 7 goals in 49 appearances in the league, so I think he's earned his spot in the first team now. He really has. He got 5 goals last year in the league. I think he's definitely earned his spot. But we've also got the likes of Rafael, who is fickle, inconsistent, but has a lot of potential and is decent already now. So maybe we just throw him in the first team and give him some first team football every now and again. Why not? We've also got Christian, and I let go his counterpart the other season because he was casual. He was complaining about my complaints about his lack of ability in training, and I just sacked him. So this guy is still here though. He's balanced, but he's only 5'11", so problems there really. I didn't think he's 5'11". Did he shrink or something? I've also got this kid, but he's never really improved, and he's unambitious, so maybe that's just that. But 6 foot could be better. I also gave this guy a new contract, a 2-year deal. I am almost certain I only did that for mentoring purposes, but he's a fringe player, so he's admitted he's a fringe player. I told him, look, you're a fringe player, that's what you're going to be, and he's accepted it, so he may never play for me again, but I kept him in because of his personality and the fact he's got the experience. He's 33, 201 appearances, why not? The end's quite simple. We got 5 players that I could use this year. And Mariusz Dabrowski is easily the best of the bunch. Worth between 325,000 to 1.6 million. He's got a goal for the under 21s already. He's played 6 times for them in international levels, so there's that. He's just really good. He's our best player, and there's no contest. He's just really, really good. Even if he's physically very weak. But if he was to leave us, we got Polesny, and that's an exciting time. He's a second tier player already, but he's worth between 90 to 900,000. Promising midfielder, 16. He does argue with officials, but honestly, he's really, really good. And if that wasn't enough for you, we've got Bolak, who, again, could be very, very good. Also resilient, so more options. He is inconsistent, but again, a second tier player at the age of 17, not bad at all. And then we got Damon Kotko, who is on loan right now, but he's coming back in a few days' time. He's also really good. So we've got a lot of options in the DM position. We've got so many options in this position, it's ridiculous. And that's not even talking about this guy, who could just be really good. Yeah, Darius is quite good as well, isn't he? Looking at midfield, we've got Damien, who is our best midfielder, and he's not even playing his best role. He's a good player for his division, and I'm playing as Mazzala, so there's that. He could be a centre midfielder on attack, but I don't use that role. He's also been paid $2,000 a week, and he's worth between 650,000 to 1.3 million. I've also got Adam, though, and he's quite good, isn't he? For 18 years of age. Another young talent. Now, he is not considered a top flight player anymore, or ever, or never has been, but he's made 99 appearances, helped us win the league last year. He's quite good, and he's got a lot of potential. He's only 18. And then we got Magic, who, again, 18, has potential, could be good. Why would I not like these young talents? Honestly. Then I got another young talent. And I don't think I've ever played him. I didn't play this guy once. But he's exciting enough for me to actually consider him a part of the team. He's unsporting, so he will definitely do some nasty things every now and again. But he's got potential. Then I've got Tchaikovsky, who, again, got potential. We've got so many young midfielders. It's ridiculous, isn't it? And another midfielder, Karatkowski. Again, exciting, very ambitious. Could use a loan spell, actually, but very, very good potential. And then we got Thomas, who I need to give a loan spell to this guy. He really needs loan spells to get improvements. He really does. And I've also got Jan. So this is still a player that's here. He's not going to get much better. He's only going to be a decent player and dreads big matches. So might not be in the first team much longer. But he's still here. And he could do things for us. Look at the winger options as well. We got so many options right now. And Pavlak is actually quite good. Even if he's very inconsistent. He's good enough for the division. He's versatile. He could play further back if we needed him to be. And spirited personality, very quick. I don't need much more than that. He's also got 7 goals in 65 appearances and got quite a few assists, so useful. And then we got this kid who just came through last year. Promising midfielder. Unambitious, apparently, but he got 4 goals and 7 appearances last year. And he's quite good. So, Melanowski is looking promising. We've also got Ignacy, who could be good. Inconsistent, mind you. But he's fairly determined, so he's got that going for him. I'm just showing these young talents anyway, because Bukowski is also one of those talents who's got potential. Unambitious, but he's got potential and is inconsistent, but not terrible. And now I got Kamil Kadziowski, who is promising as well. We got so many promising midfielders, it's ridiculous. He is very inconsistent though, so there's that problem, I suppose. Left wing, Matthias Nowak, really good last year. He's got 18 goals and 98 appearances for the club, and he's inconsistent, and he's a second-tier player, but he's also only 19. Then we got Augustine, who I might have already butted head with at this point because I was upset with his ability to train well. And I said if he didn't improve, I might just kick him out the first team. He got a goal last year in 3 appearances. He's got casual personality. Might need to get him out on loan. Just thinking it right now. Promising though. I also got this kid who's a striker and a winger, so I've got options, haven't I? He's loyal, but he's also inconsistent. We've also got Daniel Nowicki, who could be good. He's 5'10", though, and inconsistent. But other than that, he looks quite good. And then we got the strikers. Robert Kowalski exciting young striker. He's got 44 goals and 74 appearances, has a 1 million release clause, and is worth between 1 million and 1.8 million. He was at one point wanted by St. Pauli, but apparently we've scared him off because we gave him a new deal worth 2.4 grand a week, and he's eating up 7.9% of our wages immediately. I am going to try and get rid of this at one point. Now we've got more money, but I am desperately hoping we can keep hold of this guy. He is our source of goals, but if he was to go, we have a replacement already in the team. Darius Jasinski is that replacement. Now, apparently he was being enganched, but advanced forward, ladies and gents, not as fast as Kowalski, but he has got 4 goals and 17 appearances and has come off the bench a few times to score late winners. So, good option, even if he's inconsistent. And the 4th striker, because we've already talked about Sabrin, is Tomsek, who could be good. Realist, personality, 12 finishing, needs work. I might send this guy on loan, honestly, first and foremost, but if we can't do that, then he's going to be around the first team either way. So great news, we've got a new highest average rating record. 7,236 people turned up this year. Nowak made the highest average rating record of 7.22, which apparently is matching Wabicki's record of 7.22, but he did in less games, so there's that. We'd be given 1.4 million over the season for TV rights, which is more than last year. We've apparently achieved this. How have we achieved this 1 year early? I don't understand. Okay, the board have actually turned down the opportunity for the youth improvements, so I'm going to try and put my case in here, because I desperately think we should improve it. It'll do ourselves a huge favour if we can improve our chance of developing high-level homegrown talent, since it's something we do now. They'd rather we rely on signing players. No, we're not signing players. This is called the Youth Academy Challenge. This is not, I'm going to buy every player possible and do it Norway. This is hard already. We have some fantastic young talent here, and the market is just... No. Oh! I said the risk thing, and apparently they say it was passionate and willing to accept it. How about that? It took nothing at all. It's cost us 2 million, but we're going to get 4 million in the Champions League regardless, so I think this is worth the money, quite frankly. It'll be done in December. So, by December, the next video we come up with, it will be done. So I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. But either way, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.